Welcome to Let's Wander, the travel and hiking vlog. This time, we are taking you to the journey of Odisha, the land of Jagannath, the land of temples, religions, culture, dance, celebrations, beautiful beaches, waterfall, lakes, and forests. Visiting Puri was always in my mind for a long time. It was getting postponed for reasons unknown, but it happened this time. Some credit goes to my student Ajendra, who is from Odisha, for inviting me, and my brother Suresh for locking the dates and booking tickets immediately. By the way, if you have not subscribed the channel yet, please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Since we had an early morning flight to Bhubaneswar at 6:40 am, we started from home at Kondapur around 4:30 am. The cab fare would be 500 to 1000 rupees from different parts of Hyderabad to Shamshabad airport based on the traffic time and the route you choose. Since we did web check-in, we had ample time to reach the airport. After crossing the toll plaza at Gachibowli, you enter the outer ring road. Outer ring roads are the best connectivity that you had to the airport from different parts of Hyderabad. The roads are wide and smooth with an easy ride to the airport, but are prone to accidents due to overspeeding vehicles. Therefore, the maximum speed of vehicles on these roads is under 100 km per hour. Speedometers are installed everywhere on these roads, and the moment you cross 100 km per hour, you will be fined heavily. Here we come to the Rajiv Gandhi International Airport at Shamshabad. The plane took off on dot at 6:40 am. The flight charges to Bhubaneswar from Hyderabad are somewhere around 6,000 to 6,500 for a round trip. A while later, the plane entered into the clouds. It was a mind-blowing sight. I could not resist myself from capturing the spectacular views of the clouds. The flight attained further height, over 35,000 feet, and went over the clouds. It was an outstanding view. Clouds were all over the sky as long as the sight goes. I have no words to describe how beautiful they look. Around 8:30 am, we landed at Biju Patnaik International Airport in Bhubaneswar. We then booked a cab from the counter at airport to Puri for 1600 rupees with a condition to halt half an hour for breakfast. Puri is around 60 kilometers from Bhubaneswar airport with a travel time of 1.5 to 2 hours depending on traffic. However, the traffic is not much in Bhubaneswar. Airport is in the heart of the city Bhubaneswar reminds me of old Hyderabad 20 years back. We stopped at a roadside dhaba for breakfast. And had some idli, puri and bhakra. We reached Puri around 10 am to our guest house. We booked a guest house in Nandi Ghosha Enclave at Baliyapanda in Puri. The man you see on screen is Somnath Mangaraj, the coordinator of this building. I left his contact number in the description of this video in case anyone needs. It is a pretty decent 5-storied building with lots of flats in it. We got a clean and neat 1 BHK flat with 2 beds, one in the hall and the other in the bedroom. The rooms were neat and clean. They charged us 3000 rupees per day, which was pretty decent for 5 people. Mangaraj informed that temple would remain closed next day due to eclipse. So we freshened up and went for a darshan. Puri Jagannath temple was around 2 kilometers from the place we stayed. Since we were already late for darshan and the cameras are not allowed, we have decided to shoot the next day. After darshan, we went back to the room, took some rest and spent hours at the beach in the evening. Day 2, went back to the beach again and visited the temple to capture the visuals. Puri is the most happening place with lots of activities around. Thousands of devotees all over India visit the temple every day for darshan. Here you can see the hawkers selling prasad and puja material. The devotees visiting here buy them and distribute among their friends and relatives back home. This is the place where Pitru Shraddh is performed. In Hinduism, Shraddh is the ritual accomplished to satiate one's ancestors. This ritual expresses one's unconditional reverence towards the ancestors. This is the cloakroom of the temple. It is here all the belongings like mobiles, bags, shoes, etc. of the devotees are deposited before entering the temple. No fee is collected for this service. It is safely kept and delivered to you after the darshan. This is the famous Puri Jagannath temple, the abode of Sri Jagannath, the Lord of the universe. Sri Jagannath, Balbhadra and Subhadra are the 3 deities worshipped here. The main temple of Jagannath has an impressive and amazing structure built in Kalinga style of architecture. The temple tower was built on a higher stone platform above the Sanctum Sanctorum with a massive height measuring 65 meters. It was built in 11th century AD and has survived several invasions thereafter and is still standing tall. Neela Chakra or blue disc made of Ashtadhatus, 8 metals, with a height of 3.5 meters and a circumference of 11 meters is mounted on the shikhar or top of the Jagannath temple. The dhwaja or the flag always fly over the Neela Chakra and is customary to hoist a new flag every day. There are 4 gates to the temple. Hastidwar, the elephant gate on the north. Ashwadwar, the horse gate on the south. Singhadwar, the lion gate on the east. And Vyagradwar, the tiger gate on the west. Due to COVID norms, barricades were built for devotees to enter the temple from Singhadwar on the east and exit from Hastidwar on the north. There are several fascinating stories and legends about the temple and the Lord of Jagannath. You will be spellbound by the beauty and the grandeur of temple and its architecture. One must visit at least once in a lifetime, if not for the Lord, but for the grandeur of the temple complex. Thousands of workers, administrators, volunteers and police personnel sweat out in the heat, help the visitors stay safe and go back to their homes with the joy of pleasant darshan. At the same time, you also find people trying to cheat you, thug you and rob you in the name of Jagannath. Sadly, the most disappointing part in Puri was the behavior of pandas or the priests. From the very moment you enter the temple complex, many pandas approach offering special puja and darshan seeking money. I found them very desperate for money. Some offer flowers and ask money, while some tell you a story and ask money. Some hit you on your back with a stick as a blessing and ask money, while some offer you a prasad and ask money. The charge for their commodities and services range from rupees 100 to 1000. On records, there is a COVID protocol for darshan of devotees. You are allowed into the temple only if you have vaccination certificate or RT-PCR test done 24 hours before your visit. But all other COVID norms do not apply once you step into the complex. Many of the pandas were serving Mahaprasad with their bare hands. No basic hygiene is followed while serving nor in the place where it was served. Well, I can go on like this. But friends, don't just let the Lord Jagannath to take care of everything. You also have to take care of some of these things when you visit Puri. Jai Jagannath. No, it's not over yet. There is yet another famous and peaceful place in Puri, the sea beach. We took a short break, went to the beach in the evening and spent hours out there. I fell in love with the wild waves of the sea here in Puri. I have been to some beaches before, but the beaches here in this part of the world are amazing. The waves are so electrifying and full of vigor, it was a delight to watch. I couldn't resist myself from going into the waters. I spent a couple of hours playing with the tides, while others enjoyed watching. We then sat on the beach for hours till 8 p.m. being engrossed in the dance of the waves of the sea. Not fully satisfied, I visited the beach again in the next morning. It was a Kartik Purnima morning that day. Kartik Purnima in Odisha is celebrated as Boita Bandhana. The festival is a maritime tradition that is celebrated as a testament to the maritime trade history of Kalinga. Tradesmen and mariners known as Sadhabas travelled on boitas, the boats, to trade with the distant land nations that share borders with the Bay of Bengal like Indonesia, Java, Sumatra and Bali. Lots of men and women, young and old, gathered along the sea for offering the prayers to the ocean. It also happened to be the birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Ji. A small group of Sikhs gathered on the beach and celebrated the birth anniversary of their master. After capturing some of these activities, I moved to a quieter place and spent hours along the beach alone, watching, filming, and photographing the magnificent ocean. With this, we paid adieu to Puri. I wanna leave you here to enjoy the dance of the ocean till we meet in the next update on Chilika, one of the largest lakes of India. Thanks for watching Let's Wander.